In the heart of Manhattan, a skyscraper glittered like a monument to power. Inside, the boardroom of a $40 billion AI empire was filled with polished suits, gold watches, and cold confidence. Arthur King, 52, leaned back in his chair, the smirk of a man who believed no one could challenge him. He had crushed rivals before. He had built walls of arrogance around his empire. But today, a boy stood before him. Daniel Rivera, 15 years old. His shirt was cheap, his shoes worn, and beside him stood his father, Mark, a waiter clutching his apron nervously. The executives chuckled as Arthur mocked the boy's poverty, but Daniel's eyes were steady, his voice calm. "Your AI translation system is broken, and it's costing you hundreds of millions." The room erupted in laughter. A teenager challenging 500 engineers? Impossible. Yet Daniel stood firm, carrying a battered laptop that looked as if it belonged in the trash. He declared he had rebuilt it, piece by piece, using discarded parts and free software from public libraries. Arthur waved a hand, amused. "Show us then, boy." Daniel typed. A Japanese paragraph appeared. The company's billion-dollar system translated it into awkward, broken English. Then Daniel pressed enter again. His own version appeared. Smooth, natural, flawless. Arthur froze. He spoke Japanese. He knew the boy was right. The boardroom grew restless. Executives whispered as Daniel tested language after language. Arabic, Russian, Portuguese. Each time, the company's system failed. Each time, Daniel's model triumphed. Then, on the screen, appeared the face of Professor Nakamura from the University of Tokyo. She spoke calmly but with authority. "Daniel is the most extraordinary student I have taught in 15 years. His system outperforms commercial models. He is a prodigy." Arthur's smirk faltered. For the first time in decades, unease crept into his chest. He demanded answers. "How did you learn all this?" Daniel replied simply. "Free Wi-Fi, public libraries, thousands of hours of work. I couldn't afford tutors, but I had determination." Mark's eyes filled with tears. He never knew his son had carried such genius in secret. The boy continued. He had studied not only languages, but contracts, patterns, failures. He had mapped the empire's weaknesses, using nothing more than patience and persistence. Arthur tried to dismiss him. Knowledge is one thing, business is another. But Daniel placed a folder on the table. 12 failed contracts, losses of $380 million, each traced back to mistranslations in the company's AI. The room fell silent. Arthur's hands trembled. He realized the boy had uncovered truths even his board had hidden. The silence was heavy. The king of AI, reduced to a whisper, asked, "What do you want?" Daniel's voice did not waver. "I want justice. Promote my father, create a scholarship fund for poor children, and give me a chance. Hire me as a junior consultant." Arthur slammed his fist on the table. "This is blackmail." Daniel calmly placed a recorder on the desk. "No, this is justice. I recorded everything you said, including when you mocked me for being poor. New York law requires only one-party consent. Perfectly legal." Arthur turned pale. His empire, his reputation, his pride, all balanced on the words of a boy. He remembered his own past, once a poor immigrant mocked for broken English. Somewhere along the way, he had forgotten who he was. Slowly, Arthur lowered his head. He took a gold pen, and he signed. Mark was promoted. The scholarship created. Daniel was hired, the youngest consultant in company history. Executives stared in disbelief as the boy closed his laptop with a smile. "Mr. King, today you didn't just sign a contract. You signed a new beginning." 6 months later, the Bronx Public Library was alive with energy. The once quiet halls now buzzed with young voices, teenagers from poor neighborhoods holding notebooks, tablets, and dreams. Above them hung a banner, King Rivera Scholarship for Young Innovators. Arthur King, once feared and untouchable, now sat among them. No longer cold, no longer arrogant. He was listening, laughing, guiding. At his side sat Daniel, now 16, reviewing contracts worth millions. The boy once mocked for poverty was shaping the future of a global empire. A shy girl raised her hand. "Mr. King, is it true Daniel defeated you in your own boardroom?" Arthur laughed, not cruelly but warmly. "Yes, and it was the best defeat of my life," Daniel smiled. "Because sometimes one idea, spoken with courage, is stronger than all the money in the world."
Narrator's voice softens, reflective. Arthur King once believed power came only from wealth and status, but a poor boy proved that true power lies in knowledge, courage, and fairness. The scholarship continued to grow, year after year, lifting children from poverty into possibility. The empire changed, shaped not by arrogance, but by innovation and justice. And at the heart of it all was Daniel Rivera, the boy who turned a discarded laptop into a weapon of truth, and a public library into a factory of dreams. If this story inspired you, remember this: no matter your origins, no matter your struggles, knowledge and determination can transform destiny. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that show how intelligence and courage can change the world.